Hi, everyone. Welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler. There's going to be a little longer one, so you might want to go to the bathroom, pause, get yourself a drink, because this is some pretty critical stuff that we saw on tape. And we talked about in 5 questions, if you had watched that earlier, that run defense, obviously bad, but there's three plays, and we're going to show them all here, that could have made the whole difference in the game and would have nullified everything they did poorly in the run defense. And the first one, first quarter, and it was with about 10:08 left. And here's what we get. Starts out here with a 3 wide receiver set. Kenny Stills, Marcus Colston, Brandon Cooks. So the action here is that Colston comes and motion and sets here, which sets up the defense for Hyde to come down and Clinton Dix to kind of up this way a little bit. So
he's
now
supposed to replace him.
Right. So now you're set, and this is going to wind up being a play action, which is what the Saints did a lot and got in. So got that. Now, there's a reason this guy's in red, this guy's in red, and this guy's in red. Why don't you show us
Being in red is not a good idea.
No, not if you're a Packer.
not if you're a Packer. Now, the concept is this, and my film study would tell me that Cooks is their fastest guy. No big deal. He got short split. His short split would mean he's going over. So you got to tell these guys possible deep over, possible under route by Cooks. Now you know the other speed guy is out wide.
Deep guy. All he does is run deep.
All he does is run deep. That's my film study. So these guys should know that. So you should know that as corner, all he runs is deep route. So when you get the action, you go from the motion from here, you go from before the motion, Clinton Dix is your 8-man front guy. That's why Barrington is over here. But with the motion, now your 8-man front guy is Hyde, and now your replaced guy is Clinton Dix. Now this is what happens. On the play action, you get Cooks to come over here and run like a deep over route. Okay? Now, what happens is Barrington, you're going to lose these guys with the play fake. But he did a pretty good job telling to redirect out and get deep. Him and Hawk, they did a real good job. Now, once this guy goes under, Tremont did a pretty good job of replacing. He just got the deep third. The problem is this. When Kenny Stills Jr. came up to run a post route, now you would think you're losing this safety. What's the middle, Tom? Who can cover that middle? Because guess what the rookie do? He jumped the deep over route. Cardinal sin. Left the middle wide open. Now you got a 45-yard pass. There's nobody in the middle.
House plays this right. He stays on his outside.
He played it perfectly.
And you see him at the end of the play looking like
where's my
safety?
What should happen, Clinton Dix should ignore that banana in the tailpipe and go to the middle. That's an easy rotation. That's easy because cover 3 with an 8-man front if they run the ball. But the motion changes. Go to the middle. Now that play is taken. Barrington did so well, he probably could prevent this deep over route until it maybe got over
here. Now, we thought that there was, Brees could have hit it here.
Yes, he could have.
Or he could have hit, and we're talking about Cooks, or he could have hit him here because Barrington kind of settled and probably not as deep as he could have. He should have turned. There was nobody he had to cover over here. Peppers had Ingram. All he had to do was look and see if there was someone behind.
And here's another point. Remember, it's a play action. So you're going to lose these guys, okay? And this, Julius Peppers should play that deep to short. He had a guy coming in the flat. Matthews is 1 inch away from sacking him. Had Clinton Dix went to the middle, Matthews would have sacked him. Because that's how it works. Play action is really a 2-man route. You get a post, the deep over route. Remember, his split tells me that it's a deep over. So you got to communicate. Again, 42 is not in there. So there's no communicate between a rookie and a first-year safety. It's not our communication going on. Because your short split should tell them, hey, I got the deep over. You got to go to the post. That's what they're looking for. This team throws down the field to this guy more than anything.
And your point, this is a good route against a good play call against this defense. And at the worst, what you're saying is if Clinton Dix goes here, this is still open.
Yep.
And maybe Breeze, either Matthews gets to him or Breeze completes it to him. But at least here, you know, there's time for House to come back. There's time for Clinton Dix to come and tackle him before he gets to the end
Yep,
zone.
and it's not a deep play.
Right, and then it's a 20-yard play instead of a 40-yard play.
Right.
But the 45-yard plays kill you.
It really does. I mean,
And this led to a touchdown. Very next play, there was a touchdown.
Absolutely, and that's when I say kills you more. I mean, that plane can kill you. You can manage the train,
Right.
but if the plane and the train beat you, it's hard to be a great defense doing it
Okay,
that way.
now we're going to look at the other play in the secondary that was huge.
Also by Cooks.
Okay, this is the other play in the secondary that, once again, killed them. So what we have here is a cover 2 situation with double tight ends and one wide receiver. So it's a one-man route, as you
the fastest
like to call
guy.
it. Right.
So that's alert.
Okay.
Okay.
So what happens, Sean Richardson alertly turns to Hyde and says, I'm coming down.
Yep.
This is my guy now. And we got an 8-man box. They run it.
Yep.
No problem.
No problem.
Hyde, as a result, rotates, and he winds up, you hit the
middle.
red, you want to put him right there.
So he goes here like he's supposed to.
Right.
Yep.
He's now got the deep middle.
Everything's fine right now.
Okay, so it winds up being play action again. Now, this guy runs that same sort of over route that we showed with that Cooks ran the last time.
Right.
And he gets covered. Barrington covers him.
Fine.
House covers
You're doing
him.
good so far.
Okay. Now, let's talk about that play action fake and what that does.
See, my film study would say, when do teams take a shot? 2nd and 1 on the 50. I'm playing with house money. I still got 3rd and 1 to pick it up against the worst defense against the run. I'm going to take a shot. So that's what the film study should have told these guys. Now, you have to look at the concept of what's going on, Tom. You got Cooks, the fastest guy, the rookie. Now, it's a one receiver route, all 2 tight ends, one receiver, okay? You got 2 guys going to get him. Now, Tremont actually plays it pretty well, okay? Straight play action.
Could have given him a little more cushion.
Could have, I mean, inches and inches.
Okay.
If you're Drew Brees, you are taught 2 things. All you need the middle safety to do is take 1 step forward to bite on the run. He's beat. And when he redirects, if you see the word hide, throw it.
Show them what step Micah Hyde
I mean, basically,
so
if you look at this
comes
camera,
at the fake here.
if you sitting here looking, right, and I'm in the middle safety, I'm high, if I do that, you're beat. If I do this.
Just one step like that?
Just one step. If you do this, you're beat.
Okay.
If you do this, you've defended it. And what happened? He took that step. I made you replay it 3 or 4 times to make sure.
Now,
just that one step got
let's
him beat.
talk about why that step is unnecessary.
Right.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys here. 9 is wait, 5, 9 guys playing the run here.
Yes.
He's way out here, right?
There's one receiver. There's no need to come there. You can't make that play.
He's not
anyway.
making this play on 2nd and 1.
That's a lot of that has to do with coaching. A lot of that has to do with discipline. This is first
and
year.
experience. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
the guy's a former
And it's
corner.
film study to know that Cooks is the guy. He's played this play before. But I'm just telling the fans, just that one step made this guy run this post and get a long 50-yard touchdown.
And he's not fast enough to make up for that speed.
He's really not. So your first step should be back. Now, because guess what, guys? You can always come up.
Yeah.
You can always come up. If it's a run play, you can always come up. But the aggressiveness of that would be, if I was coaching him, I'd say line up at 18 yards deep and shade to his side. I got other DBs and linebackers defending everybody else. I got one guy, we're going to put a hard double on this guy. So, Tremont, get up and bump and run, jam, and I got you deep. But he came off, gave him a free release. The guy's a 4-2, 4-3, it seems like. Right. And that is the 50-yard touchdown that kills you. It ain't the run. It's these plays. I don't mind giving up 176 to the running back. That ain't going to kill me. It's these plays. That's almost 100 yards what we drew up in passing.
Right.
And not to mention, Drew Brees was 11 for 11 in the second half.
Yeah. So.
Tom, this is the problem. They got to cut this kind of stuff out going into a bye week.
Right. And now one last play will show you where they failed on offense. Okay, in 5 questions, we talked about the Julius Peppers play and that not working.
Yeah.
This is the play that followed, and it winds up being a play that they easily could have scored on. They wound up taking a sack. And this is, we're gonna rip on Aaron Rodgers on this one.
Well, rip is a
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, we're gonna
Hey,
point
be
out.
careful now.
This is, I
Can't
don't
let
want
you
to
talk
be
about that.
banned or get assassinated or something, you know. Anyway, so Rodgers sees this formation, and what does he do?
Well, the one thing he wants to do is find out if it's a blitz. He realizes it's a blitz. So somebody's going to be free. And they have what we call casino blitz. Everybody just come. I mean, it's just a big old cluster. I mean, you saw Washington do it against Dallas. But the matchup that you want is this one right here.
Yeah, so this is the guy I think he originally reads, who started up here and then kind of walked down. And this is when he saw him walk down. That's when he changed the play. Now, what did he do?
He wanted to tell the guys, listen, we can slide the line here, give me just enough time. Now, Lacy checked and went to the flat.
He knew this guy was coming down.
Yep.
So he basically decided this guy was
Let this guy go. He got the
alone.
longest run.
You block him. Everything was shifted to the left.
Right.
And you could see the lineman turn, and he makes that call.
And against casino blitz, Aaron knows that it may be some guy may be running free. I got to get the ball off because the referees will protect you. Get the ball off before that happens. But what he does that was brilliant. He brought Adams in motion.
To set up what?
To set up a possible pig play and to get the matchup that he wants.
Okay.
Because the play is this. You run a corner route by Cobb, who has a lot of touchdowns. But what happened was they ran like a short pick here, and he came in, Jordan Nelson came in, but he was jammed up.
He was covered.
And this is a true story. When Aaron got the ball, he looked over here.
Yeah.
He looked there, and he was open. I don't know why he didn't throw it. I really don't.
Well, this guy could not hang with.
Because he had inside leverage, and Cobb was running the corner route. Remember, Devontae Adams came in to give him enough room to have
he ran a slant. Now, it looks like Rodgers is looking at Adams first. Like maybe that's who he thought was going to be open.
Okay.
But as you're viewing it, you know, if he just lobs the ball into the corner, even if he gets hit by 94.
And he has enough time when he snaps a couple steps back to make the throw. He looks this way, right? And then he didn't throw it. Then he looked back this way, and
It's too late.
Jordan Nelson was covered. Next to him, 94 gave him 94 enough time to take a sack.
Yeah.
You really don't want to take a sack in the red zone on the road, but in your mind, you say, we still got a chance to kick a field goal. But the aggressiveness to change the play that was brilliant, get the right front, the right protection, the right motion, and your quarterback's progression, and say, that's the matchup I want. A safety on 18, Cobb, throw it there, touchdown.
I'm remiss that I did not ask him about this play after the game, and I wish I had a chance to, because I'm sure there's a reason. You know, there was something that was distracting him in that he did not go to Cobb. But it also shows you, again, people claim about creativity. It's not always the play call. It's what's open, what are the circumstances of guys, you know, where they're coming from.
Because all people see, Tom, is this. He threw for 418 yards. They don't see the ones that miss. You know, although 2 interceptions, there's a debate on both interceptions. I don't think it was his fault at all. Both receivers got to make those plays. But when you throw them for that kind of yards, you got to be like Ben Roethlisberger. Throw for 500 if you need be, because you got to win the game. But that's a play Aaron has to make.
Right.
He has to make that play.
And so we've talked about 3 different touchdowns that were big factors in this game, and really had nothing to do with run defense whatsoever. And so, interesting aspect, you know, as we
the run
move
defense
forward.
is just the bait and the hook. If you want to really catch a fish, you just got to keep casting. Eventually, you'll catch a fish. And the passing part of the defense is a problem, and they'll fix that, hopefully. And every now and then the offense may miss one. Could be a problem.
Rodgers isn't perfect. You know.
He should be, though, so we expect
like
that.
us, you know.
That's right. I love Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Sorry it took so long, but we felt we had to go for these 3.
Absolutely.
We got the bye week. Enjoy this. We'll see you next week.